guess what? Those benevolent forces are not going to send you a message 6 months before you need it. They're not going to send it to you 2 months before you need it. They're going to send it to you when you need it. So then you need to act on it when you receive it. Like, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. You're not going to get a lot of notice with this. Whatever's needed in your life at the time, boom, the answer will pop there, or some help or whatever. And you have to.
Welcome to the podcast that guides men to demystify and develop their intuition. I'm your host, Doug Bites. Let's dig into the science and expand your horizons.
Welcome back to another podcast. Today we're going to talk about decoding life's hidden messages, which is all about my second favorite thing, which is synchronicities. So meaningful coincidences are going to be explored in this video, revealing how seemingly random events can hold profound significance. Consider how these synchronicities can be decoded to offer insightful guidance into your daily life. And that word decoded, I had to think about that for a minute, and I'm thinking it's interpreted. So we could say, consider how these synchronicities can be interpreted to offer insightful guidance into your daily life. And I mean, who doesn't want insightful guidance into their daily life? Maybe some of you are listening don't want that, and I suggest you find something else to listen to or watch right now. But for those of you who are interested in having insightful guidance into your daily life, that you keep listening, because synchronicities are amazing things. I can attest to it. I have had incredibly amazing experiences where I have just felt, once I've followed the synchronicities, that's an important part, which I'm going to get to as well, how good it makes you feel about yourself, because you know someone's watching. Now, my eldest brother's 12 years older than me. And when I was a little boy, like say when I was 5 or so, he was 17 and he lived away from home, and he would come home on the weekends and he would always spoil me and look after me. He always, and his whole life, even now I'm 61 and he's 73, he still looks out for me like he always has. Now, how wonderful, how amazing to have that in your life. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I believe that there are unseen benevolent forces. And the word benevolent means they like you, they want to be helpful to you. So I believe there are unseen benevolent forces in the universe that love every single one of us. They love me. I know they do. In my mind, they do anyway. And I believe they love you too. And they want to help us. And I believe they're constantly there trying to send messages to us. Now, it doesn't mean that whoever these beings are, whoever this is, God, whoever you want to talk about it, how to describe it, you know what? English is probably not their first language. Have you ever thought of that? Or have you been so dumb as I am to have thought that for a really long time? They're still master communicators. So they communicate with us whichever way we can. If you're listening to this, English is either your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever language, so you can understand it. If you didn't speak English, you wouldn't be sitting here listening to me, because unless you got some U-Boot software that's interpreting this for you, which is possible these days, I get that. But we've got these beings there and they're sending messages to us to try and help us, but they're not necessarily going to be booming into our ears in the English language, sentence after sentence of information. You might get a few words internally that tell you, do this now, stop this, don't do that. They might be a couple of words that you hear within yourself, but they're not going to be long sentences. That just doesn't happen that way. They could be symbols, they could be signs, things that come to you in dreams. Now, I can't help you a whole lot with dreams. I dream all night, non-stop, in my opinion. I'm constantly dreaming. But as soon as I wake up, boom, they're gone. I'm one of those people, which I think is like the majority of people, who the dreams just go. Because I know I dream a phenomenal amount, but the recollection of them is not there most of the time for me. But for you, you may have a particular dream that stands out to you, that's very real and is easily memorable for you for a long time. That could potentially be these benevolent beings trying to get messages to you. For me, one way I receive messages, I can remember quite a lot of years ago now, I was going back and forth with at the time, what seemed a big decision because I was going to have to explain myself to people about what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. And it was going to seem a bit weird to them. To me, it made sense. And I decided I wanted to do this now. So I approached them about it. I talked with them about it, and they heard me out, and they were like, okay, And I said, okay, I'll leave it with you. And I wandered off. And then next thing, I had butterflies flying around me, like physical butterflies that I could see, the real ones that you would have seen if you were there too. But they weren't just flying past me and then you didn't see them again. They were spinning in front of me, spiraling in front of me, like staying very close to me and for quite some time. And it was a bit like, oh wow, this is definitely a sign. And to me, it was this benevolent force that's out there that loves me, communicating, telling me it's okay. What you've decided to do is the right thing for you to do. It's maybe not the most awesome, excellent, supreme thing I could do in my life, but they were getting the message to me, what you've chosen to do is okay. It's good. Follow it. And I didn't get any words. I didn't get any English words to say, go for it or anything like that. But I got this sign, this symbol, and it was real. Like this, it wasn't just normal butterflies flying, like it, the event at the time was charged with meaning. Like it was just different somehow. Like I knew I had an inner knowing that this was a message and I followed it and I went with it. Now you could say, I don't get messages. Well, I'm going to call bullshit on that because you do get messages, but you may get very few messages if you choose to not follow the ones you receive. Guess what? Those benevolent forces are not going to send you a message 6 months before you need it. They're not going to send it to you 2 months before you need it. They're going to send it to you when you need it. So then you need to act on it when you receive it. Like it's pretty basic, pretty simple. You're not going to get a lot of notice with this. Whatever's needed in your life at the time, boom, the answer will pop there or some help or whatever. And you have to be smart enough to act upon it and know that this is what life has for me now. Life is saying, go this way, go that way, try this, do that, help this person, change this, make it this color, whatever it is for you. And you need to follow along with it and act on it when you receive it. All right. It's not like, oh, I wonder if that message that's come through, I believe it. Maybe in 3 months' time, I'll do that. Guess what? There's benevolent forces that they're patient. They're pretty good, but they're going to go, well, if you don't act on it, you've got to use it or lose it. Guys, if you're on a path of developing your intuition, and I know you are, that's why you're listening here, then the Neurovisor is a tool worth checking out. It uses light and sound to guide your brain into deeper states of awareness, helping you quiet the noise, tap into your inner knowing, and strengthen your intuitive muscle. And who doesn't want that? There's no pills, no fluff, just 11 minutes a day to reset your mind and reconnect with your instincts. I've bought myself one last Christmas and I've added it to my daily practice, and the shifts are real. This is not a paid ad, but if you use the link in the show notes for more information, I do receive a small percentage of the purchase price. I highly recommend you check it out. I know for me, I act on 10 times more synchronicities than I did probably 30 or 40 years ago. So I get more and I recognize more because I act on them. And why do I act on them? Because they make my life amazing. They make me feel good because I know there's this benevolent force out there, just like the example I gave before of my oldest brother, who's always watched over me, taken care of me, helped me out, always just in an amazing way. And he's physical. I can go up and touch him. I can pick up the phone and call him. And if I ever have something specific I want to ask him, he will go out of his way. He always has to help me. And I know he will. And the universe recognizes this as well, that we need things. And, the universe doesn't, it's not, my oldest brother is not the sole means of me being helped out. They use like a million other different ways, but they can use people too. And so we just got to go through and follow their lead. The sign, the symbol, the whatever is there. Now, sometimes it mightn't be overly obvious. It could be, have you ever heard the term spirit animal? You've seen an eagle fly overhead in an area where hardly any eagles ever fly. Have you ever seen, and some of you won't like this one, but it's real. Have you ever seen a snake? Like for real, like it's within 20 feet of you. Snakes, if you go to the meaning of the spirit animal of a snake, I can't tell you what it is right now, but I can tell you it's very positive. And that if it said it was a koala bear or a dolphin, and you saw one and you got that message, you think, oh, that's wonderful. But just because it's a snake doesn't mean it's not wonderful either. Snakes aren't as bad as I think they're made out to be. So a lot of different animals that you wouldn't normally see. Now, here in Australia, like where I live, I'm out on acreage. We have kookaburras, magpies, all sorts of birds around the place, everywhere. And if I look out the mirror and saw, sorry, out the mirror, out the window and saw one of them, it's not going to be a earth-shattering like, oh wow, there's a cockatoo, there's a kookaburra. Now, if you lived somewhere where they hardly ever see them, it could be a big deal for you. But for me, I see hundreds of them a day, every day, and I feel blessed that I do. But if there's a particular type of animal that is not uncommon to your area, but you're likely to not even see one once a year, and we don't even see one snake a year, like it's far less than that. And so, sometimes when we do see them, we might see two or three over a week or two because of the climate at the time or the season or whatever they're mating or they're hibernating, whatever they do. So yeah, if something stands out like that, look it up, find out what's the meaning of seeing a sea eagle fly over your house, or something like that. And it may, whatever you look up, and it might resonate, it might not. But follow these things. And sometimes you might have to decode them a little bit, particularly if it came in a dream. Again, I'm not a dream interpreter. I can't help you with that sort of stuff. But I know there's books out there. You can go online, look up stuff like that. Yeah, like follow these sort of things along. I have had such amazing experiences with synchronicities where I've had the guts to follow them. And they have brought, just going to say it straight up, they brought huge amounts of money into my bank account by me following them. Every time? No, absolutely not. Several times? Yes. Will they bring huge amounts of money into your bank account? I've got no idea. It's not my role here on the planet to work that out for you. I have no idea what your deal is with the universe and not my role to follow it. But I can tell you for me, it's helped me a lot. It makes me feel good when I make a decision that works. And even though I know the universe has got my back, they're the ones who basically whispered it into my ear. They're the ones who've put that gut feeling in there. They're the ones who've charged that particular event with some different meaning. A couple of days ago, here's an example of a real quick, basic one that involved no cash, no money, but it was beneficial to me. I was doing a survey over 8 different areas of my life. One of the areas was fitness and exercise. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel you are with that? And I think I probably clicked a 7 because I swim and go to the gym 3 days a week. And I'm doing okay. And then it had, a little part there. What's the, if you didn't say 10, like what's the problem? How could you improve? And I just wrote something simple like I could always do better. The next day, one of my sons, he's a super duper gym junkie, big muscly. He's done heaps. He's had a personal trainer himself for like a lot of sessions. He's gone and got a certificate as a personal trainer and things like that. So he really has a serious depth of understanding of exercise. So the day after I put on this survey that I could improve my fitness and health and exercise, my son says, Dad, how about we meet at the gym tomorrow and I'll go over your program. And he's got a program on my phone on an app. And so he's interested. So today we went. And a couple of hours ago, I met him at the gym and he's got me doing all these different exercises, and I did them all multiple times, and he's sitting there one-on-one with me, like, oh, this will be good, that's good, this will strengthen this different part of your body. And you know what? I'm nearly 62. It's very important right now for me to keep my body, my muscles and my bones strong and flexible, keep them moving so that, they do keep moving. And there we go. I put it out. I didn't say, universe, please send me someone to help with my exercise regime. No, I didn't. But I made it known that it could do better. Bang, the exact help. Now, I didn't even think I should have. I could have just sent a message to my son or rang him up and said, hey, man, how about we meet at the gym and you tickle up my exercise thing? But I didn't even think of it. But guess what? Someone, an invisible benevolent force who was listening to me, to not talk to them particularly, but just listening, eavesdropping on my conversations. And I didn't even say it. I just typed it in a text. They're looking over my shoulder. Oh, Doug wants some help with that. Okay, we'll send it to him. Now, I could have said to my son, oh, mate, I'm a bit busy this week. How about next week? I could have put it off, and maybe I'd have forgot next week. Or if I did say, hey, are you available next week? Oh, I'm a bit busy that week. I was okay last week. Now I'm too busy. And next thing, 2-3 months have gone by and just didn't happen. I acted on it. Well, the universe acted on it with me within 24 hours. And I immediately went back. I was actually sitting there with my phone looking at something, and bang, when his message came through. So I immediately went straight back, said, yeah, great, let's go to the gym tomorrow. See you there. And we did it. Was that a synchronicity? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't really care. It made me feel good that it happened. And I feel better now that I know how to do different, new, better exercises to help me, my bones and my muscles stay strong and my body to be flexible. So works for me. It'll work for you. When you get these synchronicities, when you recognize them, thank the universe. You don't have to do it in front of anyone, but be polite. Have some gratitude. Gratitude goes a real long way in our lives. Just say, thank you, thank you. You can say it inside if there's people around, whatever, and follow it, do it. Okay. It's one thing to be thankful for it. It's one thing to have gratitude and acknowledge that it was the universe helping you out. It's another thing to act on it and accept it and embrace it into your life so that it becomes part of your life and it has the desired benefit that the universe know you need. Follow synchronicities. Why should you? Because they will make your life better. And when your life's better, it makes those around you's lives automatically better in many and varied ways. No particular way that you're doing anything. It's just something that occurs. So I hope you've taken the spirit of what I'm talking about here, and I hope you're starting to recognize synchronicities in your life. And I hope you're starting to recognize why you need to follow them, the benefits to you. And it just gets more and more. And I don't have profound ones all the time. I have basic ones often, and I have medium ones, and I have the odd every couple of years, ding, the heavens open moment for me. And it has happened. One day I'll put it out in book form. My wife and I are also working on doing another podcast unrelated to this podcast to share some of those synchronicity moments and some of what evolved out of them that had changed our lives forever for the better. So till next week, look out for those synchronicities, act on them, and be very, very thankful to those invisible benevolent forces that love you. Well, we're at the end of another thought-provoking episode. Remember to subscribe so you'll be alerted to new episodes. I want to say thank you to the men who are joining me on this journey of intuitive development. I truly hope our time together has expanded your reality and reinforced trust in your ever-reliable gut feeling. Embrace your intuition. It will not lead you astray. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and trust your gut.